Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Disidore here to read our historical fiction novel. It's called Once. Okay, I am so sorry that I missed yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, May 26th, and it was actually my birthday. So my family just had something planned for me, so I didn't get a chance to do our read aloud. But I'm back today. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. Let me just review real quick. Remember, Felix is learning about what's going on with the Holocaust. He doesn't really know that much. He's beginning to get more information now that he's out in the real world, okay? He's with a man named Barney. Barney is taking care of a lot of the Jewish kids that have been separated from their parents because of the Holocaust. They're in hiding, not kind of. They're definitely hiding in a basement in an old printing press where they used to print newspapers. Okay, so they're all hiding there. Now Barney just went out, and we found out last week that Barney is actually a dentist, and he's helping people who are having some problems with their teeth. He brought Felix along because Felix is such a wonderful storyteller. He thought that Felix could help distract people as they are getting their teeth worked on. Remember that times are tough, so there isn't much medicine to numb the pain. Usually they give you shots in the mouth to help with the pain so it doesn't hurt as much, but they don't have any of that. So that's why Barney brought Felix along with him. So let's move on with this chapter. Barney knocks on another door, a big door at the front of a big building. This one will be different, he says to me, but you'll be fine. I hope so, I say. My feet blisters are hurting, and I'm a bit worried by the Nazi flag flapping over our heads. Barney puts his hand on my shoulder. You did a really good job back there, he says. Poor Mr. Grecki was in a lot of pain, but your story helped him get through it. Well done. I feel myself glowing, which I haven't done for years. Not since the last time I helped Mom and Dad dust the bookshelves and straighten up the folded down corners of pages. It's true. Mr. Grecki was very grateful. He and his family looked very sad when I asked them if they'd seen Mom and Dad, and they said they hadn't. The door opens. I nearly faint. Glaring at us is a Nazi soldier. Barney says something to him in Nazi language and points to our dentist bag. The soldier nods and we follow him in. As we climb some stairs, Barney whispers to me, This patient is German. Tell him a nice story about Germany. Suddenly I feel very nervous. I don't know much about Germany. I think I read somewhere that it's completely flat and has a lot of windmills, but I could be wrong. I don't speak German, I muttered to Barney. Doesn't matter, says Barney. Say it in Polish, and I'll translate. The soldier leads us into an upstairs room, and I feel even more nervous. The patient is a Nazi officer, not the one who did the shooting when we arrived in the city, but he could be a friend of that one. He's sprawled in an armchair, holding his face, and when he sees us, he scowls and looks like he's blaming us for his toothache. Barney sets up the drill. He doesn't ask for salt water. I think this is because the Nazi officer is swigging from a bottle. Whatever he's drinking smells very strong. He's doing a lot of rinsing, but not spitting. I don't understand. Why is Barney drilling a Nazi's teeth? And why doesn't the German Nazi army use its own dentists? Perhaps the officers don't like them because they're too rough and they use bayonets instead of drills. Barney picks up a lamp and looks inside the Nazi officer's mouth. That's amazing. I've never seen that before. The lamp is connected to wire. It must be electric. Go on, Felix, says Barney. He wants me to start. My imagination goes blank. What story can I tell to a Nazi officer in a bad mood? I want to tell a story about how burning books and shooting innocent people makes a toothache worse. But I better not risk that. The soldier comes back in with a bulging cloth bag. Poking out of the top is a loaf of bread with hardly any mold on it, and some turnips and a cabbage. Thank you, says Barney as he starts the drill. I understand. This is why we're giving the Nazi dental treatment when we could be giving it to a poor Jewish person to earn food. I think of the kids back in the cellar. I didn't tell them a story before, but I can tell one for them now. Once, I say to the Nazi officer, Two brave German booksellers, I mean soldiers, were hacking their way through the African jungle. Their mission was to reach a remote African village and help mend a windmill. Barney translate. I start making up the most exciting and thrilling story I can with lots of vicious wild animals and poisonous insects who say nice things about Adolf Hitler. The Nazi officer seems to be interested. Well, he's not shooting anybody, but he could at any moment. I try hard to stop my voice wobbling with fear. I want to do a good job so this patient will be as grateful as the last one was, so that afterward, when the drilling and the story are over, he'll feel warm and generous towards me. That's when I'll ask him if he knows where Mom and Dad are. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea to ask a Nazi soldier where his Jewish parents are. But again, this kind of gave us information. I'm not sure if you remember from the previous chapters, when one of the Nazi soldiers was holding a gun to Zelda's head and almost shot her, the Barney held up his bag and pointed and said something in German. Felix couldn't understand it because he only speaks Polish. And we thought maybe money was in that bag, but it turns out he's showing the Nazi soldier that he is a dentist and that he helps people with toothaches. He's the only one in town, it seems, also. So, and they're also getting some good food for doing this procedure on this Nazi soldier. So that's good for the kids in the basement. All right, so we will move on to the next chapter tomorrow. I promise to be back. And we'll see if this soldier likes Felix's story. And we'll see if Felix decides to ask about his parents. I hope he doesn't. All right. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.